What is going on, you guys? KrypticElement here, coming at you with a brand new Call of Duty video here to the channel. Today I wanted to do my unscripted, just straight from the head, final thoughts of Call of Duty World War II. I am recording this on Wednesday, October 10th. By the time you guys will see this, it'll be just hours before Black Ops 4 launches worldwide. And I figured I'd do a final reflection, thoughts, and just my overall feelings on Call of Duty World War II as a whole, since its life cycle is currently about to end. But real quick, I'm just going to ask you guys one question. What did you guys think of Call of Duty World War II? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's get a discussion going. But yeah, let's jump straight into this. So, start off with a single player campaign. Personally, this is one of my favorite COD campaigns that I've played. I've only played COD 4's campaign, Black Ops 2, Ghosts, what other campaigns have I played? Advanced Warfare. I played a little bit of Infinite Warfare. I played Black Ops 3, and I played this campaign, I think. And then I played a little bit of Black Ops 1. I haven't finished that campaign. But out of the COD campaigns I've played, I think this is one of my favorites, to be completely honest. I don't know what it was about this story. It just seemed so simple and just, I don't know. I personally liked it a lot. I had fun doing a playthrough of that campaign on my channel. If you guys haven't seen those videos already, I'll leave a link in the description below to the playlist if you guys would like to watch those videos. I'm kind of bummed that Black Ops 4 won of a campaign. I was actually looking forward to doing a playthrough of that until the announcement, but getting back on track. Moving on to the zombies aspect of things, I've never really been that big of a zombies kind of guy. Usually the zombies I play is Treyarch zombies. I just never really get into like Sledgehammer or Infinity Ward zombies. I don't know why, it's just always been something where it's just harder for me to get into. But I did play a little bit of World War II zombies, and from what I've played from it, I did like it. I did like how they returned to Nazi zombie style, just bloody zombies. I did like some of the artwork and just the overall visual design and look to zombies. I thought it was really cool how it was sort of like a historical spin on World War II in a way. I thought that aspect was really cool, and I thought what Sledgehammer brought to the table with zombies, I thought they did a pretty good job, but zombies usually isn't my thing regardless, so I don't know what to think of it. I appreciated it. I didn't play it that much, but I do appreciate it. Now moving on to multiplayer, I thought multiplayer was pretty solid overall. The guns felt fun to use in my opinion. They seemed like World War II guns. I've seen people like criticize the accuracy of the guns in this game, like compared to like how they really were in World War II, so I don't know too much about that kind of stuff. I'm not really the biggest history buff at all, so I couldn't really tell you guys much about that kind of thing. But to me it seemed pretty accurate. I mean, you can't really get too accurate with a video game without it degrading the fun factor and all, but I do appreciate the attention to detail and sort of the authenticity this game has to offer. That doesn't really have to do with multiplayer, but I don't know, I really like when games sort of have a lot of attention to detail. It's really nice, and it's a nice homage to, I don't know, like whatever setting a video game's trying to replicate. But getting back to multiplayer, I thought the game modes were pretty good. Nothing really stood out to me too much. One thing that I thought was a pretty unique twist was the hardpoint game mode, where it was basically like zombies on hardpoint. It wasn't like my favorite game mode to play, but it did give us a lot of XP for when that game mode was available, and I did like how it was like a limited time event. It was just something cool that Sledgehammer did, which I thought it was just out of the box. It was creative. I don't know. I appreciate what Sledgehammer was trying to do with that kind of thing. Now when it comes to the maps of this game, it didn't really launch with that many. I think it launched with like 8 maps or something. A lot of people didn't like this. A lot of people thought that was too little. Personally, I didn't really care how many maps were in the game. I would have rather them just have like less maps with more quality. Like if they had to rush maps out just to get to 12 maps, I personally wouldn't want them to do that, because I feel like those other maps would just be filler, and I'd rather just take the 8 instead of 8 maps with just 4 rushed maps or whatnot. I don't know. That's just me though. I didn't really mind the amount of maps that were there at launch. It never really bothered me personally, but I could see why people didn't like that. And then when it comes to the DLC maps, I thought they're really good. Wasn't my favorite DLC season out of the previous Call of Duties that have released. I definitely think other COD games have had better DLC packages, like DLC maps, zombies DLC maps and whatnot. But I don't know, it wasn't enough where I regretted buying the season pass for this game. They were good. They were good. Nothing too special, but I did like the DLC maps in this game better than the stock maps for the most part. Now for the supply drop system, I did like how the weapons came out where you could sort of get the currency to get the weapons and unlock them. I did really like the community events, like the Christmas events, the Halloween event, which I think is still going on right now. I'm not entirely sure about that. I feel like Activision and just COD in general has really stepped up with the community events, and I really appreciate that because it definitely brings the community more together, I feel like. I also like how you could get supply drops for not only multiplayer, but you can get them for zombies too, which I thought was really unique. Another thing I wanted to talk about in this video was sniping. I thought sniping was a lot of fun in the beta and the very early days of the game, but just, I don't know. I don't like how Sledgehammer nerfed the snipers. I didn't like that. I personally like it when snipers are more useful and not when they suck. I mean, granted, you can still do a decent job with sniping in this game, but just, I don't know. I kind of wish they didn't really nerf sniping. I know that's a controversial subject where you may either like good snipers or you may either hate it. So that's just my opinion. That's how I see things, but I don't know. Personally, I like it when snipers are more effective. It's just, I feel like it makes the game more, I don't know how to describe it, but just when a game has a thriving sniping community, I feel like it's a lot more fun. It could definitely be frustrating at times, I will admit that, but you know. Another thing I thought was really interesting about this game was once Glenn Schofield and Michael Condrey left the positions of, I think they were design directors, I think both of them were design directors, I can't remember specifically, I think it was that. But once they left Sledgehammer in general and moved over to different positions over at Activision, I feel like things started to turn around for this game. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but it seemed like Sledgehammer really started listening to the fans a lot more after Schofield and Condrey left. I do think it's interesting how things sort of panned out that way. I don't know. I mean, I don't have anything against Condrey or Schofield. It's just one thing I noticed, and a few other people I know and people I've talked to have noticed that as well. So it's something I thought was really interesting at the time. Now, I think that's all I have to say about multiplayer, zombies, and campaign. As for the game overall, I thought it was decent. I'm personally not the biggest fan of World War II shooters. However, I do think it was a step in the right direction for the Call of Duty franchise as a whole, because with the community growing sick of futuristic titles such as Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and Infinite Warfare, I do think that going back to the roots, especially World War II, was a smart move, because this was the first boots on the ground Call of Duty in like years, so it was nice to sort of switch things up a little bit. I personally didn't mind advanced movement Call of Duties, but it's just one of those things where it was nice to go back to old school movement and whatnot. So I did appreciate the game in that respect. And I feel like for me, the two things that bogged this game down was the graphics. They were good at times, but sometimes they just seemed really washed out and just drab overall. I don't know why, because usually when I look at still frames or artwork for this game, I think it's gorgeous, but like when I'm playing it, it just seems really dreary. I don't know. I've noticed that with Sledgehammer games like World War II and then also Advanced Warfare. The graphics seem like they get more drab over time. I don't know how to explain it, but that's just one thing I have noticed. And then personally, I've never really been a fan of World War II shooters. I can see why people would love them, and if you do love World War II shooters, all the power to you. It's just never been my cup of tea personally. Honestly, I prefer either modern era shooters or like futuristic shooters. That's just me though. But yeah, that's pretty much all of my thoughts looking back on World War II as a whole and just thinking over the past year and just all the good stuff, all the bad stuff that's come out of this game. But what do you guys think of World War II? Did you guys think it was a solid game? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button to join the ever so growing table of helmets. Also, are you guys looking to play some Black Ops 4? Because I'd be down to squad up sometime if you are. Let me know in the comments if you guys are hitting up Black Ops 4 when it comes out very soon. But until next time, you guys, I'll be signing off. KrypticElement, out of here. Peace.